guys, welcome back to Changing with the Tides. I'm so excited for today's episode. I have a very special guest. We're going to kick off the new Commandment series and with a very special guest, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day. It's my lucky day.
To kick off my 10 Commandments series, I have a very special guest with me here today to talk about the 10 Commandments, and her name is Sister Mary Rose Mraz. Thank you for joining me today, sister.
Thank you for having me.
Yay! Okay, first question. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. To start off, tell me a little bit about yourself, like who you are, what your relationship with God has been like, and things like that.
Well, obviously, I'm a religious sister.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a sister of Christian charity. I have 3 sisters and 4 brothers, lots of nieces and nephews all over the place.
That's fun.
Oh, it's very fun.
Do you travel a lot?
Well, most of us are in the area, so we do get together for occasions,
Yeah.
Mother's Day, Christmas, Easter. But with COVID, we started doing a monthly Zoom.
Ooh.
So we do a monthly Zoom, which is really nice. And because then my brother that's up in Boston, the one down near Lancaster that doesn't like to travel can come, so we can see him.
That doesn't like to travel but lives near Lancaster.
He lives near Lancaster, yes. He just doesn't like driving any more than 20 minutes.
How did he get to be in Lancaster then?
Who knows?
Okay.
His wife, I think.
Oh. Well, that's fun and different.
Yeah,
for
so
him,
it's fun
then.
and different. So, but that's nice. And then I have nieces and nephews as far as Canvas, DC,
Wow.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is
Las
fun.
Vegas, yes.
I've never been there, but I've heard it's a place.
Yes. Well, she works hard.
What does she do?
She is a court psychologist, I think.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
a very official job.
Yes, it is a very official job. You don't think of
That
serious
sounds
jobs
stressful.
happening in Vegas, but
Oh,
apparently they do. Vegas, Sin City. It's just whatever. But
Oh, all right. That's awesome. That's really funny, sister. I love that.
well, that's how they advertise themselves. What can I say?
Oh my.
So I have a nice big family. Mom's still around. She's got a little bit
Aw.
of dementia, but she's around,
I
so
love
it's
that.
nice.
Yeah.
So it's good. I taught for a few years and was in parish ministry for a number of years. Now I'm here at Vitality Catholic Healthcare Services in Camden Diocese. I live in Philadelphia with some very lovely faith-filled women
Aw.
that really support me and I support them, and it's just a very, very nice community that we have. As for my faith, I think it's always been important to me, even though when I was young, I didn't realize how important, because it was just kind of just always in the background. It was kind of almost imposed on me from my parents. But when I kind of felt like I might be called to religious life, which was something that I never wanted. I had the sisters, through grade school and grammar school, and they were wonderful, and I loved them dearly. And I always wanted to be like them, but not one of them.
Yeah.
Well, God had other plans.
Yes, it's funny how that works.
And so I realized that when I was discerning this call, saying, no, I can't do it, you got the wrong person, that I realized that it really was what God wanted. And my faith, I realized then that my faith was so important to me that I had to do what God wanted versus what I wanted. And lest you're afraid, but I'm still not wanting it. I was lucky enough a couple of years in to realize that it was what I wanted as well. So it was kind of neat. Like, God does work in mysterious ways. And
I love that, though.
It's great.
No, that's awesome. I don't know words. Like, God is just, it's crazy how he operates. And, like, if you think you know how he operates, well, you're wrong.
Pretty much.
Because he's doing a complete 360 for your life.
Yes.
No, I love that answer.
Thanks.
It's a great answer. Okay. Question number 2. Which of the 10 Commandments is your favorite and speaks to you the most? I know that's 2 separate questions, but just trying to roll with me with it.
It is 2 separate questions, and I have 3 separate answers. So
That's great.
So my favorite commandment is
Mhm.
actually not one of the 10, but it's the one that Jesus spoke when he was asked what's the most important.
Mhm.
And he said the most important commandment is that you shall love the Lord your God with your whole heart, your whole mind, and your whole soul. So that one really is my favorite because God has given me so much. He has blessed me so much in my life.
I feel that.
In all of our lives. Like we're nothing without God. We wouldn't even
Exactly.
exist without God. So like to be able to love him with my whole heart, my whole soul,
Mhm.
and my whole mind is really a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't in one sense I see it as God giving God his due,
Mhm.
but it also helps me to be better
Yeah.
because of that. So I think it's important to love God.
That is a great answer because last night I had I don't know if you know this, but I teach CCD down
I
at
didn't
CIO.
know that.
Yeah, so last night we had our first like official night for CCD, but it was a teaching mass. So Father Perry, who was our pastor, was going through like the why we do everything during mass, and then he got to the Eucharist part of mass and like blessing the host and to make it the body of Christ, and he was talking about why we do wait, this has nothing to do with the Eucharist. I don't even know why I just talked about the Eucharist. It has to do with the gospel.
It has to do with the gospel.
But Father Perry was talking about why we do the name.
Yes.
But I'm drawing a blank. Please
It's
don't mind.
when you bless yourself on your forehead,
And
over your
yeah,
mouth,
and over your
lips.
heart.
So you're
And
asking God.
yeah, and that kind of reminds me of like the soul or the mind, the soul, and then the
Your words.
Your words, yeah.
Yes. So it's like, let your words be in my mind,
Yeah.
my mouth, and my
Yeah.
heart or my soul.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I love that answer.
Yes. It's a good answer.
Mhm.
It's a good answer.
Okay. Did we talk about what speaks to you the most?
So the commandment that speaks to me the
Mhm.
most is the 5th commandment, which is thou shalt not kill.
Which is a very powerful one.
It is a very powerful one, and some people might be a little shocked that a nun is saying that speaks to them the most. Like, who's this nun gonna kill? You'd be surprised. But seriously, no. Like, when in studying the commandments,
Mhm.
somewhere along the line, I realized that it's not like that the commandments are kind of the bottom line.
Mhm.
That there's so much more to the commandment than what it states. So thou shalt not kill is the bottom line. Like
Mhm.
you can do all kinds of bad things to people if that's the only thing you're saying. But what the commandment says is you shouldn't hurt anyone in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You know, like whether it's emotional or physical, like just do your best not to hurt anyone in
Yes.
any way.
Yes.
So like the killing is again the bottom line.
Yes.
Like that's crossing a line that's really hard to come back from.
Yeah. True story.
But with God, all things are possible. It's true.
It is true. But I like how like you took "thou shalt not kill" and you like took it to a different level because
Yes.
when most people probably look at the commandments literally
Yes.
and not like spiritually and like look at them like I liked how you like took it to the next level and like
Yes.
really like went into detail about what "thou shalt not kill" really means
Right.
and things like that. And I think that's so
Right.
important because
Yes.
no,
Like-
I'm sure there's people out there who don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's minor, but
Mhm.
something as simple as
Yeah.
an eye roll.
Yeah.
You know,
Can
like
hurt someone.
if you're being hurtful to somebody,
Mhm.
no matter how small it is, you're going against that commandment.
Exactly.
You know, there are varying degrees of seriousness, but you're going against that commandment.
That is a true story. True words have not been said. Question number 3. In your opinion, what is the importance of the commandments as a whole? What message do they send? Again, 2 separate questions, but just roll with it, okay?
Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense. Anyway, so as a teacher, we were always taught that the children need boundaries,
Mhm.
and children are happiest when they have boundaries, even though they want to fight them. Like that's even part of
Yeah.
development
Mhm.
is fighting those boundaries and figuring out what's
What
right
works.
for you and what
Mhm.
works for you. And it's not only children that need those boundaries. We all need boundaries
Mhm.
as adults. We are created to be in relationship with each other. We are, and without the commandments, without those bottom line,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak, like you're going to cross lines and you're not going to know how to be with each other. And the commandments help us to learn how to be with each other in a way that's beneficial for everybody.
That is a true story. I like that because, as you know, my mom and I have been home a lot together recently just because she's been helping me in a lot. And honestly, like, of everyone I live with, she's home with me the most. And honestly, it's really helpful. But at the same time, we don't know when, I mean, more specifically, I don't know when is a good time to, like, ask her for help with something or, like, because she completely does not mind helping me at all. It's just a matter of, like, figuring out when to, like, balance and, like, boundaries, like you said. So, yes, I love that answer.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, question number 4. Why are the commandments important in today's society?
So the commandments are important in today's society, particularly because in today's society, people that have been downtrodden, that have been enslaved, that have had no voice, are beginning to have those voices, the things that they should have had all along. And the commandments remind us that they remind us that they should have had them all along. The ironic part is they tend to get thrown out as more and more things happen that, well, I don't have to follow the commandments. It's all relative. Well, it's really not, because there is a right and a wrong. And I think that's exactly what the commandments give us for this time is that there is a right and a wrong. And it is wrong to treat other people with prejudice. It is wrong to take away their voice. And the commandments stand up for those rights of everyone.
Exactly.
So I think that's what it gives to us.
And I feel like, too, people should take a minute and step back. And if you don't know the person's situation, then, like, put yourself in their shoes and think about what they might need help with or struggle with. I feel like people don't do that enough.
I think they don't. And I like that you said the shoe thing, because one of my favorite things is the twist on that quote is put yourself, walk a mile in somebody else's moccasins. Yeah. Because we don't, it's different to think of a moccasin versus, the shoe that most of us wear.
Yeah, because it's like a different culture.
There are different cultures, and we have to, like, do our best to try to, if not understand, at least accept other cultures.
Yes. That's a true story.
That's what we need to do.
A lot of people don't, and it's really sad.
Yes, it is very sad.
Okay. Last question. You ready?
Last question.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you think people could do in order to better live out the golden commandment or the golden rule?
So the golden rule of treating others the way that you want to be treated seems simple. Yeah. Like, you want to be treated with kindness, you treat others with kindness. You want to be, acknowledged or acclaimed, then you praise and acknowledge other people. So it sounds simple, and the concept itself is simple, but it gets to be hard sometimes because we tend to judge, and we put judgments on other people, and we think that maybe we're better than them, and they don't deserve our kindness, or they don't deserve to be treated the same way that I am because I'm so much better than them. Which I'm not. And, God created us all equal. Exactly. So, if you have a benefit that somebody else doesn't have, well, good for you. But that doesn't mean you get to look down on somebody else for not having that.
And if you maybe had that benefit, maybe, like, share it with the world. And, like, if you have a hobby or a talent that you're really good at, go out and, like...
And share it. Yes, exactly. So, like, you were given that by God... because you can do something with it to help others, not to lord it over others. So,
for example, I'm going to use a prayer shawl. Prayer shawls are such a great thing because, like, I couldn't like crochet if my life depended on it, but I love that, like, each church throughout the diocese, or is it I
don't know if each church, but lots of churches.
Yeah, they make these prayer shawls and give them out to people who may need them. And honestly, I love that because that's like someone took their talent and, like, gave it out to the world and, like, put it out there, and, like, now it's like this huge thing, and I love that.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah. So
You got one of them.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny when you made me that one. Was it last year or the year before?
It was the year before.
Yeah. So you gave me that one, and
It was
then
right around when your diagnosis
Yeah.
changed.
when you gave me that one, like a year or two before that, my mom gave me one that she had gotten from, I guess, here when she worked here originally.
Oh, right.
Before she did parish nursing. So, yeah. That was great. Thank you for coming on today, sister.
You're
I had
welcome.
fun.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.
It's my lucky day.